Another moon video.
Twitch is taking over the world.
Oh, see, I mean, look at this start. I mean,
More than triple Reddit's monthly user base and generating over $1.5 billion a year, with Twitch making the world ever more like The Truman Show, where we watch, comment, and become attached to the lives of strangers around the world, spawning a whole new era of parasocial relationships, simping, swatting, and loneliness, with all of this being for the profit of Mr. Bezos. But Twitch isn't like other social media sites, because unlike other big tech startups, Twitch wasn't created by some yuppie entrepreneurs or corporate enterprise. Instead, Twitch started as an artistic experiment by a 23-year-old called Justin Kan, who is considered to be an artist following in the footsteps of Andy Warhol. Quite a contrast to the corporate Twitch we see today. So then how did Twitch go from a 23-year-old's artistic experiment to becoming one of the world's biggest websites, making billions in revenue, creating global news events, simping, and shaping our entire society and culture in just the span of a few years? It all began in 2007 when Justin Kan would release his Justin TV project. Justin TV was an experimental live streaming project broadcasted on the newly founded website of the same name, where Justin would stream his daily life and all the things he did, pioneering a completely new mode of entertainment, where Justin would attach a camera to his hat and broadcast live 24/7. This literally included sleeping, shopping, all the mundanities of life, although bathroom breaks were omitted. You see, Justin even publicized his phone number with viewers calling into the show. However, of course, by doing this, Justin would become one of the first victims of swatting, a practice where people call in phony tips to the police, which results in a streamer getting raided. But for Justin, this didn't matter, because Justin TV was becoming a viral hit. People loved how raw and human the experience was. The live, unedited, almost amateur nature of the show never failed to entertain, as it gave a true window into the life of one man, an experience truly lacking in the world of polished and glossy reality TV shows. And so this innovative website quickly gained huge amounts of publicity, attracting attention from the internet and mainstream media alike. But praise also came from very unlikely places. Justin TV was actually hailed as following on from Andy Warhol's numerous projects depicting the mundane. People saw Justin TV as a work of art, where viewers could find a certain beauty and engagement in the everyday life of Justin. And it was this explosion in popularity that enabled Justin and his friends to expand the website. This meant the site could include lots of different channels and categories covering a wide variety of content, although gaming content was quickly proven as the popular cornerstone of the site. This new site was basically the beta version of Twitch. Although having said this, it's very unlikely anyone watching at the time, or even Justin and the founders, had any idea of the potential of Justin TV. Now in 2007, Justin TV was remarkable for a lot of reasons, because unlike many of its other internet competitors, Justin TV seemed to be undamaged by the 2008 financial crash. It also had insane growth numbers, because just after 3 years of being on the internet, Justin TV had become the 250th most visited site globally. But perhaps the greatest part of Justin TV was its core grassroots creative origin. This open-minded artistic philosophy enabled a renaissance in live content, with streamers and viewers alike flooding into the platform. With a made-for-artist by artist paradigm, the site was perfectly poised to become the juggernaut that it is today. And while everything seemed to be going great, there was one major problem. How could Justin Kan and his team make any money from this? For several years, Justin TV had been running on a loss in order to put as many resources as possible into their growth, which meant, like most Silicon Valley startups, all their monetization relied on venture capitalists. But in the years following the 2008 crash, investors no longer regarded Justin TV's user base as sufficient for funding. Instead, investors were now looking for much more than a large user base. They needed to see that a company could function as a true, proper business.
That's how most things are in tech and shit like that. It's between VC shit, and most sites that look like they're making a lot of money are all up and down the fucking loss. Server prices are through the fucking roof. It's absolutely insane to maintain it and sustain.
So Justin and his team would have to prove that Justin TV could become profitable, or they died trying. This situation caused immense dread for Justin and his co-founders. This had never been a problem before, and everything seemed to be going great, with the company raising over $7 million in investments before 2010. But now with their continued—
How would I know? Motherfucker, I used to be in the Overwatch League. That thing is the most fucking investor-fueled thing on the fucking planet, motherfucker. Okay? The thing was generating revenue, fucking jack fuck all, okay? And the offices were worth like $1 million a pop, man. What the fuck are you talking about? The slots were 20 mil a pop. What are you doing, man?
Continued growth, their high running costs were now outpacing their income, putting the company into dire straits, and investors were ready to come out. And so in response to this challenge, Justin and his team laid out a solid goal for the company. They would need to clear $1 million in revenue per month. This number would be enough to cover their costs and attract the eyes of investors. Justin was so desperate that he promised the company a holiday to Hawaii if they could achieve this goal. But this wasn't an easy goal. Almost no websites were creating $1 million in revenue per month. This was a staggering challenge. How could Justin and his team achieve this? Well, the fastest and easiest option were ads. and so Justin TV began to be spammed
side
with
ads.
to the literal point that there were even adverts on their 404 page. However, at the time, this was the only way they could keep their investments. Without this, the company would be bankrupt, and unfortunately for Jason and his team, the problems wouldn't stop there. You see, while Justin TV's origins were creative and artistic, the business foundations were very weak, which would become very apparent in 2010, the main issue being international viewership. If the countries were outside of North America, Justin TV would lose money. It was clear that Justin TV didn't have a sustainable business model at all. The only solution they could come up with to this problem was to selectively block international viewers on a random basis. However, somehow this approach actually worked, cutting costs but still not harming international growth. And after a lean 6 months of cost cutting and penny pinching, the company hit $1 million per month in revenue, doubling their revenue figures. They had done the impossible, and so Justin's promised holiday would happen soon after, and the celebrating seemed like it would never end. The Justin TV team would go out to Hawaii, partying endlessly every night. They had reached the golden point, getting drunk, enjoying themselves, making bank, revolutionizing the internet and making their mark on the world. Anything was possible. But while the team would endlessly party, big problems were bubbling under the surface. And little did the team know, the team would now be hit with an even bigger challenge.
Ooh, the Aerons. Sorry, the fucking chairs. I wonder what's the decline.
Justin TV had always had a tentative relationship with copyright laws, as at the time it was very hard to police the thousands of streams running on the platform. The company had reached a deal with Fox to implement a primitive form of content ID. However, this was still not enough for some companies, and after all the partying, Justin TV would be sued in 2011 by Zuffer, a promoter for American sports. They alleged that Justin TV had let its streamers broadcast pay-per-view UFC content on the site. However, it became clear that Zuffer was just trying to exploit Justin TV's unsturdy business model. They knew the team were partying and had no experience in lawsuits. But when the case was brought to the court, it became clear how out of proportion the claims were, leading to the lawsuit being most...
Again, this is like just boomer mentality fucking molding. The people that watch shit for free on knockoff garbage that barely cuts any of the viewership down were never gonna buy their dog pay-per-view in the first place. Nobody was gonna buy that shit, bro. Nobody's gonna buy you your shit, little bro. Nobody.
Justin TV still had to settle for an undisclosed amount in regard to copyright.
Because if it wasn't Twitch, some guy going live for like 10 minutes and getting banned and again going to the other and going to the other. If it wasn't that, it'd be some old fucking scuffed Brazilian website ran from an underground tunnel or some shit. That's how it is, man.
Luckily for the team, they had escaped the bullet that almost killed YouTube. It seemed like all the problems had disappeared, and the company would keep on growing. Justin TV seemed to be unstoppable. It was becoming one of the biggest rivals to YouTube. The gaming section in particular had grown exponentially, far surpassing other categories on the website. And so in response to this, Justin TV would spawn a new subsidiary company, Twitch. In 2011, Twitch would be solely focused on esports and gaming channels. And as expected, the new website was a hit, reaching 3 million unique visitors a month, quickly eclipsing both Justin TV and its founders' expectations. Twitch had inadvertently become Justin's golden egg, but not just for Justin. Twitch was fulfilling the dreams of gaming enthusiasts around the world, with gamers around the world being able to make as much money from their passion as they wanted.
Guys, what's the timeline of Own.tv? Because I feel like Own.tv took over at one point. Right, which was the main platform, and they shot themselves in the foot and in the head at the same time. They fucked everything up.
With the only bar for entry seemingly being the creativity and personality of the streamers. These golden years catapulted Twitch forward, fully realizing Justin's dream of a place for streamers and entertainers free to perfect their craft, unimpeded by corporate micromanagement and censorship. And this wasn't just Justin's dream, this was the internet's dream.
Yeah, that's it. A year later, yeah, that's it. Holy shit, come on.
These golden years catapulted Twitch forward, fully realizing Justin's dream of a place for streamers and entertainers free to perfect their craft, unimpeded by corporate micromanagement and censorship. And this wasn't just Justin's dream, this was the internet's dream. And so a year later, Twitch had gone from 3 million monthly users to 20 million. But even this milestone was later surpassed, with the site growing to an absolutely crazy 55 million by 2014, making up 1.8% of internet traffic and surpassing Valve, Facebook, and even Amazon. Twitch's rise showed how much people valued creative freedom on the internet. However, this insane growth didn't come without its caveats. The Twitch team was still relatively small, and yet the site was becoming impossible to manage. It was clear they had to sell the company. They didn't have a business framework. Ever since Justin TV, the team was always poorly managed, but with all Twitch's growth, it became clear that Justin had completed the game. So the company was ready to be sold, and Google was the first suitors. They approached Twitch with an offer over the $1 billion mark. Justin and his team were over the moon. They'd achieved the Silicon Valley dream. They were the new YouTube, the new Facebook. They would be able to sit back and retire and live a life of luxury. However, just as their dreams were becoming true, Google had to back out at the last minute due to monopoly worries from the ownership of YouTube.
Wait, what happened?
Last minute due to monopoly worries from the ownership of
YouTube. Video game streaming service Twitch for $1 billion. Wait, so if they have a monopoly, they're gonna get struck with like a bunch of bullshit, whatever? I don't get it. Why is YouTube worried about having a monopoly? The laws are gonna fuck them over, right? If they have a monopoly?
YouTube. Although luckily for Justin and the team, Google wasn't the only one interested. Yahoo.
What's an antitrust law? Antitrust. Is it to buy competitors and fuck them over? What is antitrust laws? A regulation that encourage competition and limiting the market power of any particular firm. This often involves ensuring the mergers of companies don't overly concentrate the market power. Debatable.
Yahoo and Facebook were also making big offers, with one of the Twitch co-founders being personally called by Mark Zuckerberg, who offered $50 million in just investments.
Because at the time, YouTube didn't put a lot of effort into YouTube gaming, YouTube Live, and any sort of live platform. So you're saying it's a monopoly, right? They didn't really buy a competitor because video and live format are different things unless they had bigger plans in the works for fucking. So the worries of fucking overlap are there, but they're not completely fulfilled. I feel like. What is that? Is that a take? It's not as I mean, is that dumb? YouTube is fucking video formats. Twitch is live formats. Okay, there's no real world monopoly here. It's not that crazy. Their product was barely fucking live content, barely.
With both Facebook and Yahoo offering over $1 billion for Twitch. However, both of these offers were declined due to differences in visions on the future of the platform. Justin and his co-founders believed in Twitch. They believed in Twitch creating a new free internet. And so staying true to their ideals, they rejected offers from both of these companies because they believed that they would destroy the culture they had created. Yahoo, for example, had offered a sum hundreds of millions ahead of Amazon, but the deal fell through because they didn't see gaming as the primary market for Twitch. Despite the fact that they could have taken this money and lived a very, very lavish lifestyle for the rest of their lives. Instead, the founders' vision for the company was worth much more than that. And so in the end, it was surprisingly Amazon that agreed that they wouldn't change the general makeup of the site. Although if the Twitch team had known what Amazon would do to Twitch in the coming years, they might have also reconsidered this offer, but this will become much clearer later on. In the meantime, Amazon bought Twitch for $970 million in 2014. A small figure by no means, but still not really what was offered by other companies. But for the founders, this didn't matter. The true hidden reason—
Wait. But it depends though, right?
Still not really what was offered by other
companies. The main problem
but for the founders
are a server load and shit like that, right? That's their vehicle for the product. The vehicle for the product is servers. If Amazon has the servers, right, they give them less money, but it's less to upkeep. So I would assume that in the price assumes that they will pay for the fucking servers or whatever, and this ends up being a raw win over the fucking Yahoo and bullshit other fucking things, no?
This didn't matter. The true hidden reason for Twitch being sold was that the founders had gotten tired of running the company. They didn't care about setting up better systems of management. They had lost their passion. They were exhausted by their dreams becoming corporatized because the founders only cared about freedom and creativity. They didn't care about the corporate management side of business. In fact, so much so that by the time the deal actually took place, Justin was nowhere to be seen. Instead, he was working on an art project for a music festival far away from the increasingly stressful world of business. It was clear that his heart lay in the creative grassroots side of the business. He just wanted to take his money, get out, and start a new life. And so the deal went forward, and Twitch, once an independent hub of creativity, was now just another Bezos puppet. After the acquisition, Justin left the company and began working on funding and running new startups ever since. And true to his creative side, he now runs a small YouTube channel in addition to his business work, with most of the Twitch founders going on to follow their creative passions. In fact, only one of the original Twitch founders, Emmett Shear, still works at the company as the CEO. But despite his efforts to steer the company in the direction it once took, Twitch can't help but fall victim to the problems that come from big tech holding the reins. Because after the acquisition, Twitch's fate was sealed. From banning popular streamers by the truckload or mismanaging copyright and advertising on the platform, Twitch under Amazon has had its fair share of controversies. The first and most pressing of these issues was censorship. And now this really isn't a surprise considering all big tech companies eventually adopt a draconian censorship model. But Twitch's censorship is noticeably worse than any other big tech giant. And the problem lies with Twitch's moderation. You see, ever since the platform properly took off, there were always too many messages to keep track of, let alone moderate. But for advertisers, this wasn't good enough. They didn't want to advertise their content on, quote, controversial topics. So Amazon tussled with this issue for years after they acquired Twitch, trying and failing to suppress its culture of free expression. And this is why Twitch has become very infamous for banning streamers who displease the company policy, whilst also promoting popular streamers despite the uses of the terms of service. This issue became particularly noticeable in December 2020 with the outright banning of words such as virgin, incel, and simp. But Twitch doesn't just ban simple words like disaster. This. Twitch has amended its misinformation standards.
Bro, that was a disaster because nobody could ever find a part where this is a problem. Everybody failed to point. It's okay to ban certain words, certain things, if you can explain and display what the fuck the problem is. Okay, I was not one time told how is that a fucking problem. That how are these words used in ways that people are discriminated to a certain point. I don't understand it.
Right, banning of
I still don't.
Words such as virgin, incel, and simp. But Twitch doesn't just ban simple words like this. Twitch has amended its misinformation standards and said that users who repeatedly disseminate misleading material will be banned. According to the New York Times, Twitch will now restrict, quote, damaging disinformation.
Is there things that say the same thing? Dude, you can be a suck up. You can be a white knight. You can be a whatever the fuck. These things are so easy to fucking to switch from.
Super spreaders who regularly share misinformation on or off Twitch, with Twitch noting in a blog post that, quote, every day people come together on Twitch to establish communities that celebrate a range of hobbies, passions, and abilities. We're proud of Twitch's ability to bring people together, but we don't feel those who exploit internet platforms to propagate false, damaging information have a place in our community.
This change was not a problem. This is not. I don't know what this guy is making a problem about this. This is correct. This is fine.
Quotes. And this is why in very recent years, we're starting to see the
damaging misinformation that's being purposely done maliciously causes literal society damage. That is fucking stupid as shit. That goes for like insane information that literally is harmful to the public. Actually, immediately harmful.
Mass banning of streamers, with even the major Twitch streamer Dr. Disrespect being permanently banned after just mentioning David Eichel in the stream. Yes, you can't even mention thought criminals on Twitch anymore.
We don't even know
if that's any opinions that might go against Twitch's moderation team. But then who is in control of Twitch's moderation team? Who's setting these terms of service? Well, once
this guy's office walkers.
You understand Twitch's moderation team, everything else begins to click together.
This guy, this guy's only what the fuck he's talking about. Yeah, Syrian, what the fuck is that, man? Oh, he was banned. Dude, that's not what he got banned for. Nobody fucking even knows why.
Together. And it starts to make more sense why Twitch's censorship has quickly become so extreme, even beating YouTube in its draconian levels of censorship. For example, the people in charge of Twitch's censorship teams are people like Steph Lower, a prominent member of Twitch's Safety Advisory Council. Her position is very powerful. Steph has the power to control Twitch's terms of service and permanently ban users from—
No, that is not how that works. This is such a bogus video. The council wasn't made for this and is not being used for this. This has never happened even once before.
Steph has the power to control Twitch's terms of service and permanently ban users from the site. Now, who is Steph? Well, Steph is a person who believes they are a deer and perform rituals to be in tune with their deer spirit. And if that's not weird enough, hear me out here. They also try to achieve, quote, deergasms with their partner.
Okay, stop. This is so dumb.
And I'm sure she's the perfect person to impartially decide who can voice their opinions and which voices should be silenced. And Steph obviously knows how egregious this is, and openly brags about it, laughing about her power and control of Twitch, claiming, quote, some people should be afraid of me. But if you try to criticize Steph, the media immediately regards this as a hate and harassment campaign. And no, I really wish I was joking. And while Twitch's moderation team is a problem in its own right, this is also served to highlight another major issue that Twitch is now dealing with. But before we go into that, I want to talk to you about today's sponsor, Fabulous. The #1—
I bought it.
Okay, so we've established that since Amazon's takeover, Twitch has become a very different place. But the censorship didn't just stop at banning words. The model of power mod censorship was then trickling down into Twitch's streams themselves, developing this ridiculous power imbalance between moderators and people in the chat. A streamer's mods have the power to ban, unban, and censor opinions they don't like, which leads to echo chambers of the highest orders. All while Twitch's stream culture promotes narcissism-prone young influencers to gain instant notoriety by generating enough controversy, and then to censor any of the backlash that comes with this through moderators' censorship. And this is especially true for girl streamers whose chats are full of neckbeards and simps. Of course, these specific chats require high amounts of moderation to filter out harassing comments and the like, but the mods of these channels often see themselves as the protector of the stream.
Bro, okay, this is the same problem I have with this video as his TikTok video. This guy is going on a fucking nut job rant for no reason. Dude, the moderators are just known across the internet in any communities to be a bunch of bitches. Okay, okay. I try to. The mods here are fine. The mods here are fine. Okay, you're being an idiot. Okay, okay. It has nothing to do with it.
The like, but the
it's not a problem across the board that personal moderators. Guys, it's sort of to say that personal channel moderators are what ruins the platform overall. Like, what the fuck is
these
this?
channels often see themselves as the protector of the stream. These Twitch power mods are chosen for their devotion to being a white knight and their dedication to wasting their lives removing thirsty comments. Which is why it's really no wonder that Twitch mods often end up being power abusing creeps in their own right. In fact, I even made a whole video dedicated to discussing the sorts of people who become moderators in the first place. In the video I boiled down, the moderators tend to be atomized, repressed, lonely losers who have no meaning, purpose, or connection in their lives.
Jesus Christ, this video.
Censoring information they don't like and drooling on the e-feet of bimbo Twitch streamers. Milking Twitch's simply cash cow.
Whoa!
I haven't even mentioned Twitch's admins themselves.
Yo. Chill! What the fuck?
Oppression by censoring information they don't like and drooling on the e-feet of bimbo Twitch streamers, milking Twitch's simpy cash cow. And I haven't even mentioned Twitch's admins themselves, who rule the site with an iron fist. The admins at Twitch are quick to ban any small channel that strays even an inch from the terms of service. Although they don't even bother to adhere to their own rules, they just make it up as it goes along. All the while they protect the most popular streamers who have free reign to do as they please, so long as Twitch can still take their giant
What the fuck?
Twitch is absolutely shameless with their committal to these.
Okay. This is pepper fucking pains, man. What the fuck is that? Yeah, this guy's off the rockers. Even Poke says it. Guys, hold up, guys. I'm gonna get into food a lot.
Double standards, which ties directly into their recent move towards so-called hot tub streams. Now, as I mentioned before, Twitch has always struggled to generate revenue, but under the control of Amazon, Twitch resorted to desperate measures, with Amazon deciding that the best way for Twitch to make money was not just to allow, but to actively promote softcore porn on their platform. Despite Twitch's terms of service prohibiting adult content, the site became proliferated with so-called hot tub streams, to such a degree that Twitch later added a separate category just for this topic. And while this obviously wasn't in keeping with the company's founding principles, it didn't stop Amazon from embracing the trend, milking as much cash as they possibly could from simps and neckbeards, with Amazon profiting from the growing class.
I mean, why shouldn't they, to be honest? If you're gonna get fucking, if you're gonna get berated all fucking day, dude, and people being fucking thirsty asshats, might as well milk them to a crisp. I do not feel any sort of, I don't feel any other way, okay, about fucking shrimps, okay? Okay? If you want to be a bunch of bitches about a bunch of shit and be a certain way, might as well milk them to the fucking dime, dude.
Also desperate lonely losers, whose only way of addressing their pain of isolation is to spunk their grubby cash onto a virtual ego. And while these streams were hugely popular and led to lots of donations and revenue for the platform, it also angered the normal people on Twitch. Oh my god! Mockery, leading at the time to the relatively obscure word, simping, to become a mainstay of public discourse. However, this ridicule was too much for Amazon to handle, leading to their insanely idiotic decision to ban the word entirely. But then again, I guess it's not really a surprise considering the people who control the flow of information in terms of service are busy having deargasms.
Oh, okay,
is a common occurrence. The ban hammer strikes often and with no regard for the terms of service or the livelihoods of the creators. And what's even worse is that whilst the small creators struggle to gain popularity and avoid being banned for the smallest of infractions, the largest streamers that bring in the most revenue for Twitch enjoy almost limitless protection. Because this is the real way that Twitch—
Bro, I get banned for— Dude, fuck off! Dude, I get banned at nothing, motherfucker. What protection do I get? I get thrown under the bus at any opportunity that I get, man. What the fuck?
Which makes money. And this gets sinister not just for the fact that it erodes free speech on the internet, but also because of the way that Twitch is hiding sexual assault and harassment allegations against much of Twitch's biggest partners, all in the name of protecting profits. The worst offenders in these allegations were given—
Hey! What the fuck? What the fuck is that? What the fuck? Dude, okay, this guy is fucking dumb as shit. This guy's dumb as shit. This guy's fucking dumb, dude. I wasn't even banned on Twitch for this. Dude. Okay, don't get me wrong. I regret what I said, okay? Let's put that as a blanket statement, okay? But the reality is that the majority of people, okay, saw it as it was a bad thing. But it It was not a slur. It wasn't. Like, what made that proves his point? Not because, dude, at the time Twitch hated me. Okay, if they wanted to ban for something, okay, they never gonna ban for it. Okay, this shit that I did not say a fucking slur, dude. It was not a fucking slur, bitch. It was not a slur. People used to say shit that are 10 times worse on a daily on Twitch and not get banned. Nobody blinks an eye at most shit. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, because they do that, I can do that. Okay, but what I said, okay, was said. So it's dude, fuck off with that shit. And also, it's also not a slur. I'm gonna say it, dude. I said suck a dick, motherfucker. I said suck a dick. Fuck is on to you. How is suck a dick a slur? It's fucking not. Are you okay?
Much of Twitch's biggest partners, all in the name of protecting profits. The worst offenders in these allegations were given 3-day bans at most, and a tiny little slap on the wrist for such egregious allegations. Of course, all these problems wouldn't have happened in the first place if the site had stayed true to the founding principles that Justin had always championed. It was the greed of Amazon looking to make a quick buck of lonely, horny teenagers that led Twitch down this dark path. But then this begs the more important question, why are so many people throwing their cash on these parasocial relationships in the first place? How is Amazon
Ask OnlyFans, dumb fucker.
able to make Twitch a multi-billion-dollar company just from people donating to these random streamers? And why are millions of young people wasting their lives watching people talk to a camera for several hours a day? Is it simply just horny teenagers, or is there something else to this? Well, it's no secret that our neoliberal dystopia indoctrinates young people to shun their own authenticity, community, and family for the replacement of virtual online relationships to provide them an empty sense of community. We live in a society that has normalized and accelerated the evisceration of the family unit. The building blocks of society are crumbling into dust. In the words of Theodore Dalrymple, the vacuity of modern life in the West, its lack of transcendence lived as it is, increasingly without religious or political belief, without a worthwhile creative culture, often without deep personal attachments, and without even a struggle for survival. Taking us into a God-shaped hole, which is rushing the search for sensual pleasure, which however, no more than distracts. And the sensual pleasure he talks about is now seen in the form of e-girls, fake parasocial relationships, and watching a drip of meaningless, unfulfilling content that leaves you open-mouthed, slouched on your bed, and tranquilized into a passive, obedient numbness. As Guy Debord said, quote, "In societies where modern conditions are..."
You know this is true, okay? My opinion is there's a lot of space for those who don't, and those who do the right things. It gives them less competition, and they can rule harder. It's just kind of how it is. Like, I don't know.
Production prevail. All of life presents itself as an
if everybody's being a bunch of bitches, when you're not a bitch, you're popping off by default. So it's like
spectacles. Everything that was directly lived has moved.
Is that not how you want things to be?
And Twitch is at the forefront of the social phenomena, and it's become the lifeblood of Twitch's revenue model. The Amazon Twitch system works by trapping vulnerable people and providing a temporary solution to a permanent problem. If you can't get human contact from your real life, Twitch gives you this through a rough facsimile, and this alternative seems to fill a hole, making it very hard for the victims of our loneliness epidemic to quit. And the really sad fact is that for these sad individuals to interact with their favorite popular streamers is through their wallets, competing with their fellow loners for attention. I mean, it's not like most streamers actually care about their fans in any meaningful way either, which is why during the peak of our loneliness in 2020, Twitch's viewership was up 67% and has now generated 140 million active monthly users. And the sad fact is there's no incentive for these people to break the loop, and it's likely that many won't, ever. They'll never want to give up their parasocial relationships, always stuck in this fake self-gratification world. And Twitch doesn't want them to break this loop. Twitch doesn't want you to be connected with your family and neighbors. It doesn't want you to have loving relationships, because they profit when you're lonely and miserable. This is their business model after all, with Twitch taking cuts of every desperate...
I mean, every social media platform is benefiting off the fucking loneliness and the fucking despair of everybody. That's how it is though.
Subscription or simpy donation. And this situation isn't healthy for the streamers either. Although ostensibly they're benefiting from these parasocial relationships, the unhealthy dynamic this creates makes these popular streamers live in this sort of weird Truman Show lifestyle. The whole world knowing one's innermost life with no reciprocity whatsoever can make havoc on the mental health of streamers, by either turning them into egotistical narcissistic maniacs or depressed, anxious, emotional crybabies. Which is why so many popular streamers seem to fall from grace in such a catastrophic...
Okay, this guy's off the fucking rockers on a stack deadass On God.
And this might be one of the worst things about Twitch, directly profiting and contributing to the loneliness of an entire generation, just adding more and more billions to Bezos' empire. And the thing is, this is leading to even worse consequences, because when people get so attached to these parasocial relationships, this does foster a lot of emotions. And sometimes there's rare breeds of Spurglords who begin to feel anger, annoyance, and despair at the fact that their relationships are just hollowed out digital distractions. And when they feel this pain, they want to get their vengeance. They want to attack the streamer they feel is the cause of their problems, which is leading to one of the biggest problems on Twitch: swatting. Swatting is when someone finds a streamer's address and fakes a police call, telling the police that this streamer is a serious danger. Also that the police break into the streamer's house to arrest them. Probably the most famous example of this, however, is what negative attention was often ignored. He was never banned. He was always just given a tiny little slap on the wrist. Although this all came to a head in 2017, when Ice was traveling to a convention by plane. He would broadcast all of the trips to the convention, as he did with most of his waking moments. However, Ice has always encouraged his viewers to swat him, and this time he wasn't doing this at his house. He was revealing the gate number as well as the airport he was flying from. This meant that viewers could easily know what plane he would be on, and so halfway through his flight, his plane was diverted and forced to land, because one of his viewers had called in a bomb threat, telling the police that Ice planned to hijack the plane. So he was quickly escorted off for questioning. But this was a crazy incident that hit the mainstream news and makes Ice Poseidon infamous. Twitch had no choice but to ban him from the platform for his toxicity and constant swatting incidents. However, Twitch's giant incentive for streamers to create controversy at all costs, and the fact that most streamers won't ever face criticism due to their mods, makes this sort of thing a very common occurrence on Twitch.
Dude.
Ice Poseidon, for example, would always put swatters on a pedestal, encouraging swatters for views, saying things like, quote, "What can you possibly do to create a challenge for these loser swatters?" He did this because these streams would go viral. Clips of his streams would gain hundreds of thousands of views, allowing Ice Poseidon to make bank from people swatting him, thus encouraging swatters all across the platform to commit these harmful crimes, sending messages to swatters across the platform to keep wasting police time and putting the lives of creators at risk. But swatters aren't the only ones playing with people's personal data. That seems like a disingenuous representation, though. Twitch is also a criminally unsecure platform. Twitch employees have always warned about the miserable security and the very big potential for Twitch to be breached. But of course, this advice always fell on deaf ears. Twitch management has always been horrific, even—
Okay, this is a hindsight Andy saying, "Oh, dude, security got breached one time, guys. I'm gonna make a video about how they were told it was gonna get breached." Like, fuck is this, man?
TV days. But of course, this would inevitably lead to what happened in October 2021, when a massive 125GB data breach revealed truckloads of information about Twitch's partners and even their payouts from the platform. And whilst this was horrific for Twitch users, and being a needed light on how weak Twitch's management and security is, this breach did also reveal some kind of fascinating insights. It showed that some of the highest paid Twitch streamers, people like Hassan Piker, a famous internet commie, gained almost $1.5 million from Twitch every year. And this is just from Twitch revenue alone. All for him promoting socialism and wanting to eat the rich. All while making millions from these people who have no connection in their real world lives. But that's a topic for a different video. But what's more important was that this leak was done by one single hacker, a lone agent who managed to copy the entire website without raising any alarms, unveiling the very unsteady foundations the Twitch business model was built on. But even with this in mind, Twitch will still rise. In fact, Twitch is set to grow exponentially in the coming years, with the company projected to grow 25% every—
Number two is wrong, okay? Number two is wrong. One, it's a conglomerate, okay? This guy's show is a whole thing, it's not one guy, okay?
Single year, because Twitch only grows when the population becomes more lonely and isolated.
With
shocking data revealing that about 40% of Generation Z suffers from loneliness, which coincidentally is the same demographic that uses Twitch the most. And when you stop to actually realize that the top streamers make almost all of their money from donations, you know, from people who are desperate for—
What? Bro, my donor revenue was 0.003%, man. Bro, what?
It's then not really that hard to understand how Twitch has made $2.3 billion just this year. And it also makes clear that the original creative, free and authentic version of Justin TV is dead. That's why the original creator Justin now lives a life hidden away from the hell of global big tech, hidden from Twitch's change in direction, a direction of maximizing its profits from simps and loneliness rather than creativity, community and ingenuity.
Well,
so long as—
at this size, it's impossible though. I had to say, guys, I had to say it. This is the way the world that works in tech. That's just how it is. you cannot dodge this.
Why the original creator Justin now lives a life.
If the site is big, it requires more people, more coordination, more structure. It has higher costs, and you can throw the money at the fucking screen as a company. You just can't fucking do it. It's not possible. You can't. It's not possible.
Life hidden away from the hell of global big tech, hidden from Twitch's changing direction, a direction of maximizing its profits from simps and loneliness rather than creativity, community, and ingenuity. So long as Generation Z lives their isolated, sedentary, and self-destructive lives, increasingly devoid of age-old sources of happiness like community, religion, national identity, and family, the more Twitch's toxicity will grow, resulting in Twitch going from a beacon of freedom and artistic passion to becoming a gigantic, glossy monument to insipid.
No. The creative and passion is still there from a lot of people. You just gotta go find them. So what you do is you gotta go to twitch.tv, you gotta do /xQc, and boom. You find it. Also, you have to donate the whole paycheck, the whole thing. I will not accept any donation under your whole entire paycheck.